time. My lovely daughter here, who keeps me under control, now my wife has gone to the great beyond, is going to sing for us first of all. And I believe she's going to sing one of the prayers of Baha'u'llah. And if you can just relax, close your eyes, just go into a quiet sense inside yourself and just imbibe the words and the tune, if I can put it like that, itself. Thanks.
From the sweet scented streams of thine eternity, give me to drink, O my God, and of the fruits of the tree of thy being, enable me to taste, O my hope. From the crystal springs of thy love, suffer me to quaff, oh, my glory. And beneath the shadow of thine everlasting providence, let me abide, oh, my light. Within the meadows of thy nearness, before thy presence, make me able to roam, O my beloved, and at the right hand of the throne of thy mercy seat me, O my desire. From the fragrant breezes of thy joy, let a breath pass over me. Oh, my goal. And into the heights of the paradise of thy reality, let me gain admission. Oh, my adored one, to the melodies of the dove of thy oneness, suffer me to hearken, O resplendent one, and through the spirit of thy power and thy might, quicken me, O my provider. In the spirit of thy love, keep me steadfast, O my succorer, and in the path of thy good pleasure, set firm my steps, O my Maker. Within the garden of thine immortality, before thy countenance, let me abide forever. O thou who art merciful unto me, and upon the seat of thy glory, establish me, O thou who art my possessor. To the heaven of thy loving kindness lift me up, O my quickener, and unto the day star of thy guidance lead me, O thou my attractor. Before the revelations of thine invisible spirit, summon me to be present, O thou who art my origin and my highest wish, and unto the essence of the fragrance of thy beauty, which thou wilt manifest. Cause me to return, O thou who art my God. Potent art thou to do what pleaseth thee. Thou art verily the most exalted, the all-glorious, the all-highest. Baha'u'llah, 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 Baha'u'llah.
We're sharing some of the presentations, so you will hear Fleur again in a little while. We're focused, first of all, on values and one humanity. In preparation for this talk, dear friends, I was acutely aware of my limitations in presenting to this esteemed assemblage anything that can be of help to alleviate the sufferings of a sore-stricken humanity. Hence I turned to God with this supplication from Abdu'l-Baha. O thou, the compassionate God, bestow upon me a heart which, like unto a glass, may be illumined with the light of thy love, and confer upon me thoughts which may change this world into a rose garden through the outpourings of heavenly grace. Indeed, this is the ardent desire of all the prophets and messengers of God, to change this world into a rose garden through the outpourings of heavenly grace. One only has to recall the immense sufferings of these illumined souls, such as Krishna, Buddha, Moses, Christ, Muhammad, and Baha'u'llah, to fill our hearts with gratitude for their lives so readily sacrificed to ennoble mankind with virtuous qualities that some call values. Each and every one of these enlightened beings stressed that we should return love for hate, trustworthiness in place of treachery, compassion instead of cold-heartedness. And on this point, Abdu'l-Baha, the son of Baha'u'llah, and his successor states,
ferocity and savagery are natural to animals, but men should show forth the qualities of love and affection. God sent all his prophets into the world with one aim, to sow in the hearts of men love and goodwill. And for this great purpose they were willing to suffer and to die. All the sacred books were written to lead and direct man into the ways of love and unity. And yet, in spite of all this, we have the sad spectacle of war and bloodshed in our midst.
Baha'u'llah, who lived between 1817 and 1892, teaches humanity to regard man as a mine rich in gems of inestimable value. Among these gems or jewels are virtues such as wisdom, love, mercy, justice, and patience. Just as intelligence proceeds from the mind of man, which is itself a fruit of the spirit, these virtues also proceed from his soul or spirit. They are therefore looked upon as spiritual qualities. And I have made a list of some of these virtues out front here and placed a gem next to each one to emphasize that they are valuable. In fact, as Baha'u'llah states, there is no way to estimate the value of each and every virtue. They are indeed inestimable. Although every intelligent and wise person recognizes the pivotal importance of virtues or values in all human relationships, whether within the family, between friends, neighbors, colleagues, in business, in governance, and the like, nonetheless, humanity is fettered with handed-down prejudices, ideologies that engender war, parochial attachments, materialistic interpretations of reality, and alienating religious interpretations of Holy Scriptures. All these and other factors are as poisons in the life of mankind, vitiating the love we would wish to share with the people of the earth, dearly loved peoples who are our family members, precious, noble beings, created in the image and likeness of God. This is the age to realize that mankind is one. This is the age, for the first time in the history of mankind, that it is possible to unite the planet. This is the age promised by all the great teachers of humanity, the gathering together of the human family. Baha'u'llah appeals to us that we should not separate from each other regarding some as strangers, that we should root out whatever is a source of contention in our love to bring peace and harmony to the world. He writes that all peoples are the leaves of one tree and the drops of one ocean, that the earth is but one country and mankind its citizens. We are informed, and to know that everyone has been created to carry forward an ever-advancing civilization. We are informed in the Baha'i writings that advances or progress will be through the harmonious interrelationship of phenomenal material developments and the mature application of spiritual understandings about governance, human nature, and the nurturing of all human virtues latent within the human spirit. We are warned that if this is not done, then Abdu'l-Baha spoke about this around about 1910, that dangers, severe calamities, and violent afflictions are imminent. At this point in history, each individual can become aware that they can make a unique contribution to the betterment of society if they focus on carrying forward an ever-advancing civilization. Put negatively, if an individual among the 7 billion people on Earth does not make his precious contribution for the betterment of society, then no one else can do it for him, and that contribution will remain absent. In relation to this, I would like to make an analogy. For those that have put a large jigsaw puzzle together and have experienced, after much effort, one piece missing, it leaves one with a feeling it is incomplete. When the puzzle is shown to others, invariably they first notice that a piece is missing. Perhaps this analogy can give an indication about how our Creator views the jigsaw puzzle he has created, consisting of the whole of humanity, where each individual is a piece in a great 7 billion-piece jigsaw puzzle. The Creator is well able to see how the completed, beautiful puzzle should look, and must be pleased when he sees each piece in the place destined for it. However, if we, limited beings that we are unable to hold a view of such a gigantic puzzle when completed, such a thing is easy for our omniscient Creator. He is fully aware of those who occupy the space destined for them, and fully aware of those who, for a great variety of reasons, do not as yet fit in with his will. In our own individual unique ways, we can express these spiritual qualities, these gems of inestimable value, through whatever service we render to humanity, whether that be in the home, in the neighborhood, in the workplace, when on holiday, or communicating with others through the world-connecting social media and the like. By such means does each individual grow his or her qualities of the human spirit, becoming conscious of the part they play in advancing civilization. Baha'u'llah writes about this while appealing to the learned and wise to help this process.
Were man to appreciate the greatness of his station and the loftiness of his destiny, he would manifest naught save goodly character, pure deeds, and a seemly and praiseworthy conduct. If the learned and wise men of good will were to impart guidance unto the people, the whole earth would be regarded as one country. Verily, this is the undoubted truth. This servant appealeth to every diligent and enterprising soul to exert his utmost endeavour and to arise to rehabilitate the conditions in all regions, and to quicken the dead with the living waters of wisdom and utterance, by virtue of the love he cherisheth for God, the one, the peerless, the almighty, the beneficent.
And further, Baha'u'llah, wishing to give humanity a vision of the power inherent in unity, declares,
He who is the day star of truth beareth me witness. So powerful is the light of unity that it can illuminate the whole earth. The one true God, he who knoweth all things, himself testifieth to the truth of these words.
Now, dear friends, we move on to values and morality. When we look for the meaning of moral, it is concerned with goodness or badness of behavior, or with the distinction between right and wrong. Morality is the degree of conformity of an idea or practice, the moral principle and right moral conduct. The Bahá'í writings state that the root cause of wrongdoing is ignorance, and we must therefore hold fast to the tools of perception and knowledge. Herein lies our difficulty in these troublesome times. In an age with multiple perceptions of what is moral, society has a very confused moral compass, and ignorance abounds. In fact, it would not be incorrect to say that there are a growing number of people who design their own moral compass according to their worldly desires, ambitions, and fancies. In this postmodern age, it is almost a given that every individual has the sacred right to do so. This must be questioned. For a Baha'i, what is held to be sacred is the individual freedom to search for truth or reality, unhampered by pressure from family, teachers, and society to conform to existing belief systems. Reality is one, we are informed, and cannot admit of multiplicity. It is individual. A wonderful hadith in Islam states that knowledge is a single point, but the ignorant have multiplied it. I love that. If we would search out truth or reality, we would all unite around that single point. Ignorance would be banished, and an agreed moral compass would safely guide us through the many challenging decisions we have to make in life. Of course, dear friends, the next question is, if truth or reality is a single point, where do we find it? Those who espouse a faith or belief answer that it can be found by turning to or accepting a particular prophet, messenger of God, or avatar. Baha'is would wholeheartedly agree with this. This is a single point of knowledge from which truth and reality proceed. These holy and exalted beings summon all mankind
to truthfulness and sincerity, to piety and trustworthiness, to resignation and submissiveness to the will of God, to forbearance and kindliness, to uprightness and wisdom. His, God's, object is to array every man with the mantle of a saintly character, and to adorn him with the ornament of holy and goodly deeds.
It is the messengers of God, the enlightened ones, who make clear what is right from wrong, what is praiseworthy or blameworthy, and how to behave with commendable conduct. It is from these souls that we acquire a perfect moral compass, which leads to a good character. Hence, Abdul-Baha states,
the real bond of integrity is religious in character, for religion indicates the oneness of the world of humanity. Religion serves the world of morality. Religion purifies the hearts. Religion impels men to achieve praiseworthy deeds. Religion becomes the cause of love in human hearts, for religion is a divine foundation, the foundation ever conducive to life. The teachings of God are the source of illumination to the peoples of the world. Religion is ever constructive, not destructive.
Now we move on, dear friends, to values and the home. Baha'u'llah's vision involves the whole human race recognizing its essential oneness and uniting to solve the problems of this age. In fact, he stresses that the well-being of mankind, its peace and security, are unattainable unless and until its unity is firmly established. The building brick of world unity is the home. If families never really become united, or if they disintegrate, then the structure of world stability is threatened. Take the bricks out of a building one at a time, and it will eventually collapse. This, then, is a large subject dealt with in the Bahá'í writings, but because of the shortage of time, I will focus very briefly on rearing children in the family. Every child in the world is considered to be
fashioned after the nature of God, each being pure and holy at his birth. Afterwards, however, the individuals will vary according to what they acquire of virtues or vices in this world.
From this understanding, it becomes obvious that no child is born evil or sinful or indeed destined by God to become evil. One of the two main influences or forces upon children, however, that affect the growth of virtues or vices is the home environment they are born into and the community around them. We all understand that if a plant is in a healthy environment, receiving nourishment from the soil around it, water and sunshine, it will grow healthily. Similarly, if the plant does not receive these from its environment, it will wither and die. The first environment for the growth of virtues inherent in the child is created by the parents. Therefore, it is the duty of parents to provide a good example for their children, along with education and the nurturing of all virtues. This is of paramount importance. Attention must be given to providing a proper education. Baha'u'llah writes, "Man is the supreme talisman. Lack of a proper education, however, hath deprived him of that which he doth inherently possess." An education that excludes the nurturing of all the gem-like virtues is deemed an inadequate education by Baha'is. Hence, it is necessary for the parents, particularly the mother, during the child's infancy, to nurse the child, quote, "at the breast of God's love, that he may radiate light, grow in spirituality, be filled with wisdom." The second of the two main influences on every child is internal. It is his own nature. Abdu'l-Baha states,
"Every child is potentially the light of the world, and at the same time its darkness."
So every child has the potential to bring great good to the world or great bad. We also learn that man has
two natures, his spiritual or higher nature and his material or lower nature. In one, he approaches God. In the other, he lives for the world alone.
A child must be nurtured in such a way that his spiritual nature becomes stronger than his lower nature. Then he will be of great benefit to himself and the community. If not, God help us from its evil consequences. In this respect, Abdu'l-Baha states, and this is the last quotation, dear friends.
"As to thy question regarding the education of children, it behoveth thee to urge them onward to the things of the Spirit, that they may turn their faces unto God, that their ways may conform to the rules of good conduct, and their character be second to none, that they may make their own all the graces and praiseworthy qualities of humankind, acquire a sound knowledge of the various branches of learning, so that from the very beginning of life they may become spiritual beings, dwellers in the kingdom, enamoured of the sweet breaths of holiness, and may receive an education, religious, spiritual, and of the heavenly realm. Verily will I call upon God to grant them a happy outcome in this."
Thank you, dear friends, for your patience. And it's been, for us too, it's been wonderful to be here with you. And let's have more of these, yes?